Like you seen in the thumbnail, in this Blender tutorial, you are going to see about how to create this amazing environment in Blender, and the textures I have used in this video, links are provided in the description. You can check and download it. I have my own tree. You can bring your own tree also. In any case, you don't know how to create your own tree, I have already made a video for that. After watching this two video, you will know about how to create your own tree and adding leaves, changing leaf color, and with that adding snow to the tree. These two video links are provided in the description. After watching this video, you will know all about that. Whenever we are creating a natural environment, definitely we will duplicate our tree. If you see, I have just duplicated my tree like 4 to 5 times. As you see it here, my vertex count is getting high. If I duplicate my tree like 50 times or 70 times, definitely there is a slight chance my system gets slow. So instead of duplicating our tree, use the instance method. I already told about the instance method in my video. In any case, if you don't know about the instance method, don't worry, I will tell you about here. First, make sure that your object in the world origin. In this video, my object is my tree, so my tree is in the world origin. Next, by selecting this tree, press M, click new collection, and then you can rename it as much as you want. I mean, you can rename it any name you want. I'm renaming it as a tree. After that, press Shift A. In here, collection instance, I have my tree collection. Just click it and then GY, I will move it here. This is my original object. This is my instance object. In the instance object, I have an empty. My empty will place on the instance object where the origin is placed on the original object. This is my original object and my origin is placed at the bottom of the tree. So that's why in my instance tree, I have my empty in the bottom of my tree. So if I duplicate my instance tree, see, I have duplicated like 6 to 7 times, but my vertex count remains same. And there is two things that you should remember. You can't edit your instance object by selecting an instance tree. In here we can't see any edit object, right? And the second thing is, if you do any changes in your original object, it will affect your instance object also, so make sure of that. Okay, now I will delete my instance object. I don't need now. After that, hide your tree by selecting this tree and press H. Then press Shift A, mesh. Without enable that add-on, we don't see rock generator here. I have a rock now, and then increase the number of rock up to 6. My 6 rocks is already selected. By selecting this rock, press M, click new collection. I'm going to rename it as a rock. Then I need some big rocks. So again, go to rock generator, reduce the number of rocks up to 3. In the rock type, I'm going to change this as an asteroid. These rocks are asteroids, I know, but after adding rock texture, it doesn't look like an asteroid. Okay, after that I will select a single rock, then in shader editor, click new, and then I will rename it as a rock. Then make sure that you enable the node wrangler add-on, then only our shortcut key will work. By selecting this principal BSDF, press Ctrl Shift T, and then like I said before, I have given these texture link in the description. You can download it. Now I will bring these 4 textures, that's all. After that, press Ctrl I for the invert selection, and then finally select the object with the one texture, then press Ctrl L, link materials. Now if you see, our texture isn't applied properly. Now all the rocks are selected already. Then press Tab to go into edit mode, and all the faces are already selected. Now press U, UV Unwrap, Smart UV Project. Now it looks good, but my rock I think my rock is so much brightness, I don't need that. In shader editor, press Shift A, in add menu, bring our RGB curves, place it here. Just click it, it will create a dot, then just click and drag it to reduce the brightness. I think, yeah, it will be good. And then press Shift A, mesh, bring a plane, I will move it here. After that, again go into edit mode, go into add menu, and then bring a camera. And in this view, I'm going to press Ctrl Alt 0 to place my camera, and then press N in view, enable the camera to view. Then only you can move your camera in the camera view. I think this will be good. After that, select the camera, and then in object data properties, under viewport display, increase the passport out to 1, and then reduce the focal length up to 35 will be good, I think so. Then I will move my camera and then adjust it. Yeah, okay, now good. Then after that, disable it, my camera will be locked. So if I just move it, I will come outside of the camera view. Now press 0 in the numpad to go into camera view, select the plane, in edit mode, everything selected. Now press SY to scale it like this. Yeah, I think this will be good. After that, select this search, press GX to move it further like this. I think, yeah, this much is good. And again, I will select everything SY to scale it in Y axis. After that, press 0 to come out of the camera view, and then I am going to add more loop cuts because I'm going to use the displace modifier to give a little bit bump, then it won't be a flat landscape. So in here I'm going to add a 200 loop cuts. After that, in here I'm going to add, I think 80 loop cuts will be good. After that, I'm going to bring a displace modifier. I already added my modifiers to quick favorites, or you can bring your displace modifier here also. displace modifier, then click new, click this option, change the type to clouds, and then change the size to 2 will be good, I think so. And then depth will be, I think 7. Yeah, 7 is good. But now we can see the strength is so much high, right? So in here you can reduce the strength up to, I think 2.220. Yeah, I will go into solid mode so we can see. And then by selecting this plane, press Ctrl 2 to add a subdivision modifier. Now it looks fine. Then in camera view, I will check and adjust my strength or something. Yeah, okay, and finally I have came up with some values. In size, type 2.33, and depth will 3 will be good, and in strength 2.40 will be good. Okay, now I'm going to add a grass, but before that I think I have to add textures to my ground, and then again select the plane in shade editor, click new, rename it as a ground. After that select the principal BSDF, Ctrl Shift T. I will bring these 4 textures. Yeah, that's all. And then in scale I'm going to increase up to, I think 20 will be good. But after increasing my scale, you can clearly see my texture is looks like repeating tiles, right? So it doesn't look that much good and not realistic. So click the object and drag it, then bring the warm texture, place it here. After that connect the color to the location and change the 3D to 4D, I think so. Yeah, 4D will be good. And then you can change the scale value here. In camera view, if I see, it won't look like repeating texture tiles. See, you can play with the values here also, or you can connect the color to the rotation also, so you can check and find which will be the good for you. I think I will reduce the scale up to 15 or maybe 10. Just we can play with the values and we can find which will be the good. Or how about 5? Yeah, I think 5 will be good. Yeah, 5 is enough. So the process here done is, it is nothing but now I will preview my Warnight texture so you can easily understand what the process is going here. In color, if you see, there are so many colors and it has different shapes. See, it is I don't know what it is called, but you can clearly see it has a different shape. So we connect the color to the location, so it will randomly assign it. But there is another one thing. If you zoom in and see, we can clearly see the seam here, right? So it doesn't look that much realistic, but in zoom mode, if you see, we can't see the seam. So we are not going to zoom in and see what is happening here, so it won't be a problem. That's all. Okay, now we have successfully added our texture. Then now I'm going to add a grass. For that I'm going to use the G scatter. In any case, if you don't know about the G scatter, I already made a video for that, the link in the description, you can check it. And then I'm going to select the plane in the asset browser. I'm going to bring, I think, yeah, this grass will be good, yellow wood grass big, and then click scatter selector. That's all. After that, reduce the scale. I think 0.6 will be good. In minimum, I'm going to type 0.3 and max 0.6 will be good. After that, in distribution, I'm going to bring the weight marks because I'm going to use the weight paint to assign the values here. And then if you just click the paint, if you just click and drag, it will paint. After that, you can go into object mode. In here, change the object mode or press Ctrl Tab. Go into object mode. You can clearly see where are the red paint. It is assigned the grass. In blue area, it won't assign anything. So in top view, for that press 7 in numpad. I'm going to weight paint mode, Ctrl Tab weight paint. I'm going to just click and drag it like this, so take your own time. In fully side area, I'm going to add a grass. In camera view, I can check it doesn't look good or not. I think I will randomly just bring a grass here so it looks some realistic, so that's why I'm doing it. And then I'm going to increase my density, and there is another thing I am going to tell you. If I increase my density up to so much high number, then our system will get some lag. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce my viewport display also at the side by side, so it will reduce my grass density in viewport only, not in render. So I think 300. In camera view, I will check it. I will go into object mode. I will put my viewport display to 1, and then I think I'm going to add a bit more weight paint here. Yeah, that's all. After that, if we need, we can remove our weight paint. Now I'm going to add rock to my landscape. For that, change this to geometry node and then click new. You can rename it as here as a rock. Then bring the distribution points on faces and then bring the instance on points. Yeah, instance on points. Place it here. After that, bring the join geometry, connect it here. Now connect the group input geometry to the join geometry, then only we can see our plane. If you've seen my before videos about the landscape, definitely you will understand what the process here is going on. After that, just click and drag this rock collection and place it here. It's a shortcut key, you can bring it. The process here is going on, it is nothing but the distribute points on faces will assign points to my landscape, and with help of the instance on points, we will connect the points to this point, and then whatever object we will connect this instance to this instance, it will assign all over the where all the points are. And for the collection info, you can press Shift A. In add menu also you can bring the collection info, but it is a shortcut. You can just click and drag the collection, it will bring it. After that, make sure that you enable the separate and reset children. I'm going to change this to 0.70 and reduce my density max to 1 for now, and then connect the instance to instance. See, that's all. Like I said before, my rock collection is placed all over where the points are. And then if you increase the distance minimum, it will give some distance between each rock. And remember one thing, whenever you are using a collection info, make sure that you enable the pick instance, because in rock collection we have totally 6 rocks. So in a single point it will place all over the 6 rock. You can clearly see it. If you enable the pick instance, it will randomly place our rock. I think my rock scale is so much high, so for that go to add menu. For that press Shift A and then bring the random value, place it here, connect the value to the scale. Minimum will be 0.2 and then maximum will be 0.4 or 0.5. I think will be good. Again duplicate it and place it here, because we are going to randomly assign our rotation. Change the flow to vector. In maximum, click and drag X and Y both value. Just type 0, it will assign for the X and Y, and then connect the value to the rotation. Now change the value for minimum is the axis and maximum is the axis. It will be randomly assigned our rotation. But if you see, my rock is placed all over the landscape. I don't like that. In density factor, if my density is reduced, my rock will be reduced. You can clearly see it. It will control the rock density. So I'm going to connect this to my input geometry, and in object data properties, click plus to create a new vertex group. I'm going to rename it as a rock. After that, in modifiers, see, I have my density factor here. Click this option, and then in here I have my rock. So what we are going to do, we are going to assign some faces to our vertex group. So press Ctrl Tab, go into weight paint, and then if you just click and drag it, see, my rock is added. Okay, for now I think I'm going to reduce my density minimum to 0 so I can see more rock. So in top view, you can just left click, it will add a red paint, and then it will add a rock to all over where the red paint is. See, like this you can add it, and finally we can reduce it. In any case, if you added a rock here, just don't worry, by hold Control and left click you can remove the red part like this. If you want to increase your circle, you can change the radius here or press F and then just move your mouse to change the radius size. See, that's all. And then hold Control and left click to remove the red paint. So likewise I will add a rock here also, I think, and then I'm going to increase my density max. Yeah, in camera view I will check it whether it is good or not. Yeah, I think it looks fine. And finally we are going to bring a tree. For that, in edit mode, I'm going to select this H randomly, and then press Shifters, cursor to the selection, then press Shift A, collection instance, I have my tree. Then press X to reduce the scale, and then GX, bring it over here. After that, we are going to duplicate this tree. So press Shift D to duplicate it, and then press Shift Y. Okay, after pressing Shift D, don't press left click or right click. After pressing Shift D, right away press the Shift Z, so you can move your tree in X and Y axis, not in Z axis. See, that's all. Now I have my tree here, and then I will reduce my scale GY to move it here like this. And then again press Shift D and Shift Z right away, and then move your tree, place it here. You can increase the scale, and again Shift D and Shift Z, move it here, or press 7 to go into top view. And then now also you can just duplicate your tree and randomly place it here like this. So I will randomly place it here. Now we can duplicate any much tree we want, because it won't increase our vertex count, so that is a really good thing. After that, you can increase your tree and then press G, Shift Z to move it like this and increase it, or you can reduce the scale. In here I will move it before and then increase my scale, Shift D, Shift Z to move it here, and then I will just bring it down. I think again I will press GX and move it here. Now I will adjust my tree, so take your own time and create your scene. See, I think this will be good. And again I'm going to select this edge, so randomly press Shifters, cursor to the selection, and finally we have a 3 big rock, right? So these are my 3 big rocks. So first select this rock and then press Shifters, cursor to the selection. I have my rock here. Now if I need, I can rotate in X axis or Y axis. and then select the second rock, press shift S cursor to the selection, and then I will bring my rock here and I will place it like this, and finally select the third rock, shift S cursor to the selection, and then just move it here, and then GX, move it aside like this, and then I will scale it, and I will just place it like this, like here, and then I will duplicate my tree and I will just place it here like this. In here it doesn't look that much good because there isn't anything here. For that, in add menu, bring a plane, move it here, press RX 90 and then press RZ 90. After that, in shader editor, now I'm in geometry nodes, change this to shader editor, click new, and then select the principal BSDF, Control Shift T. Actually, luckily I found this background in ambient CG. I have given the link for this too. This is an color image, this is an alpha image. I'm going to just bring it. As you see, it is a just forest background, so I will just scale my background and I will move it in x-axis far away. After that, I will scale in y-axis also and right away with S. Under z-axis also, then I will move it above and place it like this. It looks like a forest effect, and then I will increase my toughness to 1 because after I add light, I don't want my image to become a shiny, so I think I will move it down, and then I will increase in z-axis, just move it slightly upwards. Yeah, I think this will be good. And then finally I'm going to bring a cube, because always remember one thing, whenever you are creating a natural environment, always create a fog using a cube, and then a cube or any object you like. In shader editor, click new, rename it as a fog, and then delete this principal node. Now click the volume and drag it, bring the principal volume and then reduce the density up to I think 0.001. Yeah, finally go to render view, change the render settings to cycles. In world properties, click this icon and then bring the sky texture. Sun elevation 3 will be good. After that, just change the sun rotation and find which value will be good for you. I think 181. Yeah, for me 181 will be the good value. I will now render the image. It appears good, but in my forest image there is too much orange that make it unrealistic. So I decided to render it without fog, resulting in a good looking image. However, I still need fog in this area to enhance its appearance. To rectify this issue in my forest image, I just play with the values in principal volume. That's how I find by increasing the anisotropy value to up to 0.880 or something high, I was able to reduce the fog effect, resulting in a better image with few orange tones in the forest. That's all for this video. If you thought this video helps you, don't forget to like it, and anyone of you new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe it to learn more about Blender.